Modern life is like a chaotic whirlwind, where the ability to focus has become a luxury. We are swept away by an avalanche of information, social media, and fleeting pleasures, forgetting what is most important, ourselves. But if you don't prioritize yourself, who will? If you don't control your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you will always be at the mercy of the outside world. On the journey to success, no one sees the pianist practicing tirelessly for hours in a silent room. No one notices the blisters on their fingers, the moments of frustration when they consider giving up, or the fine adjustments to each note. But when the stage lights turn on and their fingers glide smoothly over the keys, the whole world falls silent, admiring the beautiful melody. Success works like that. It doesn't require a stage, but it is the result of countless hours of quiet effort. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be willing to appear foolish and ignorant about external things. Great achievements are not for those seeking recognition, but for those patient enough to work in silence, focusing on their own path. So let's explore how to prioritize ourselves, build unwavering discipline, and turn our lives into a true masterpiece. Number 1. Identify the source of distractions. In the modern world, we are surrounded by an overwhelming volume of noise, not just physical sounds but also the endless flow of information from social media, news, emails, and constant notifications on our phones. How many times have you told yourself that you would browse TikTok or Instagram for just a few minutes, and when you realized it, an hour had passed? How many times have you sat down to accomplish an important task, only to be pulled away by an engaging video, a controversial post, or an unexpected message? The truth is, distractions not only consume time but drain your focus, energy, and motivation to pursue your goals. We live in an age where concentration has become a precious commodity, but ironically, it is constantly stolen by seemingly harmless things. Many people believe that failure comes from a lack of skill or unfavorable circumstances, but often the true cause is distraction. Think of the story of a man with big aspirations, but who spends hours immersed in the digital world. He wakes up determined to learn a new skill, but soon finds himself stuck in an endless cycle of news on his phone. He turns on his computer to work, but a social media notification pulls him into a pointless debate. Day after day, he feels busy, but when he looks back, he realizes he hasn't made any real progress. This story is not uncommon. It happens to all of us. We have aspirations and goals, but seemingly harmless distractions steal our dreams little by little. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, if someone gave their body to a stranger, you would be outraged. But you give your mind to anyone who passes by, allowing them to disturb and torment you. Do you not feel ashamed of that? This quote reflects a deep truth. We are quick to protect our physical possessions, but neglect to protect our minds. Every time we engage in an online argument, let negative news affect our mood, or spend time with irrelevant content, we are relinquishing control over our own thoughts. Stoicism doesn't teach us to ignore the outside world completely, but emphasizes that we must control what we allow to enter our minds. If we don't filter what we consume, we will be easily carried away by irrelevant matters, and our lives will no longer be under our own control. One of the reasons distractions hold such power over us is that they offer instant gratification. Social media, video games, and binge-worthy series are designed to stimulate the brain, releasing dopamine, the pleasure hormone. When we watch a funny video or receive likes on a post, our brain interprets this as a reward. The problem is that this immediate gratification doesn't bring lasting value, just a fleeting pleasure that, in the long run, prevents us from pursuing more meaningful goals. We can spend hours on social media, and at the end, feel frustrated for not having achieved anything truly important. How to take back control. First, become aware of what distracts you daily. Notice what usually pulls your attention away. Is it your phone? The news? Aimless conversations? Identifying the source of distractions makes management easier. Second, set rules for yourself. If you spend too much time on social media, set usage limits. If notifications constantly interrupt you, turn them off during work. Third, find something more meaningful to focus on. People get distracted easily when they don't have a clear purpose to invest their time and energy. When there is a strong goal and a true passion, distractions naturally become less appealing. If distraction is the enemy of success, taking control of your life is the weapon for victory. But how do you truly take charge of your own destiny? Why do some people feel lost while others seem to have total control over their lives? Keep exploring in the next section, where we'll dive deeper into the need to take control of your own life and how to do so most effectively. Are you ready to take the reins of your destiny? Then, let's continue this journey. Number 2. Reasons why you need to take control of your life. Epictetus once said, "He is free who lives as he wishes, who is not subject to compulsions, nor to obstacles, nor to force." This statement carries a deep truth. Freedom is not in doing what pleases us in the moment, but in having the self-control to do what is truly necessary. If you allow impulsive emotions and distractions to dictate your direction, you will forever be a prisoner of mediocrity. All great changes start from within. You may dream of a better life, but if you continue repeating old habits, the results will always be the same. If you desire a healthy body but can't control your eating, that desire will remain an illusion. If you seek success but don't manage your time, you'll be stuck in a cycle of procrastination. True change only happens when you take control of your life, starting with the way you think, act, and make small daily decisions. This requires determination and a firm will to say no to things that don't serve your goals. If you decide to learn a language to advance your career, at first you may be full of determination, making clear plans, but soon unnecessary phone calls, meaningless messages, and trivial conversations will arise, interrupting your progress day by day. The distractions will pile up, pushing you further away from your goal. You may console yourself by saying, "I'll study tomorrow," but then tomorrow becomes the next day and before you know it, the dream turns into regret over something unfinished. But what if you could control yourself? What if you put your phone aside, stopped participating in pointless conversations, and dedicated your time fully to studying? At that moment, you would not only learn the language but also cultivate your inner strength, improving your focus, eliminating distractions, and truly mastering your life. This world was not made to make your success easy. It is filled with temptations, noise, and senseless things that hinder your progress. If you don't have the discipline to control what happens in your life, you will be carried away by chaos. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not over the external events. Realize this and you will find strength." We cannot control the external world, but we can control how we respond to it. A disciplined person does not allow herself to be involved in meaningless arguments or influenced by negativity. She does not let circumstances dictate her life. She writes her own destiny. Take a moment to reflect on your life. How many times have you allowed distractions to steal your time? How often have you postponed your goals for short-term pleasures? How many times have you allowed others to decide how you feel? The truth is that no one can control you unless you allow them to. You cannot change everything around you, but you can change how you act, think, and make decisions. How can you start taking control of your life? Step 1. Eliminate ineffective habits. Start by identifying the things that are dragging you down: excessive social media, pointless conversations, constant procrastination. If something does not contribute to your growth, remove it. Step 2. Set clear goals and stay committed. Write down what you truly want to achieve and commit to making it happen, regardless of challenges. Success does not come from half-hearted efforts. Step 3. Learn to say no. Say no to meaningless distractions. No to invitations that take you off your path. Your power lies in your ability to reject what does not serve your goals. Step 4. Focus on what you can control. Do not let your emotions be manipulated by others. Do not let external circumstances divert your focus. Focus on your actions, as that is what you truly control. Everyone wants success, but not everyone is willing to take control of themselves to achieve it. The difference between successful people and those stuck in a cycle of failure is discipline. Ask yourself, are you living the way you want, or are you letting others decide your life? Are you taking steps towards your goals, or are you allowing distractions to steal your future? True freedom is not in doing everything you want, but in having the self-control to do what is right, and only you can decide your destiny. Do you feel in control of your life, or are you still letting external factors influence you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 3. The importance of building discipline and sacrifice. True freedom does not lie in freeing yourself from all limitations, but in the ability to control yourself. Those who cannot master themselves, who do not control their desires, emotions, or superficial habits, will forever be slaves to their own weaknesses. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said something that awakened many: no man is free if he is not a master of himself. In the journey of self-development, discipline and sacrifice are two indispensable factors. They serve as the foundation that helps you stay focused on your goals and persist in the long run, rather than being carried away by momentary temptations. But why is discipline so important, and why is sacrifice essential to achieving true success? Discipline is not a restriction, but a tool that keeps you moving forward without losing your way. You may have hundreds of plans and thousands of ambitions, but without discipline, they are just vague dreams, easily swept away by life's distractions. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. A disciplined person does not rely on temporary motivation to act because she understands that motivation fluctuates with emotions, but discipline does not. When you cultivate discipline, you no longer have to wait to feel inspired to start working. You act, regardless of being tired, the weather being bad, or the outside world being full of tempting distractions. Look at the most successful people in the world, such as athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists. The common trait among them is not innate talent, but tireless perseverance and iron discipline. Did you know that Michael Phelps, the legendary Olympic swimmer, maintained a rigorous discipline? Phelps was not born with extraordinary talent for swimming. What made him the greatest Olympian in history was his relentless training. For over a decade, Phelps trained 365 days a year, without exception. No days off, no wasted time. While his friends enjoyed their vacations, he kept training in the water, constantly pushing his limits. The result: 23 Olympic gold medals, a record that has yet to be surpassed. This teaches us an important lesson. Talent can help you start, but discipline is what takes you far. Success always comes at a price. No one achieves great goals by leading an easy and indulgent life. Do you want to become stronger? Then, you must sacrifice comfort. Want a brilliant career? You need to give up unproductive habits. Want financial freedom? You must eliminate impulsive spending. Let's return to Michael Phelps' story. He not only trained incessantly, but he also made countless sacrifices. No unregulated eating, always adhering to a strict nutritional plan. No laziness or excuses to rest when his mind wanted to quit. These sacrifices didn't just help him win in the pool, they helped him conquer himself. Are you willing to give up your current comforts to become the best version of yourself in the future? Great people are not luckier than you. They are simply willing to sacrifice more than you. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is to act in silence. You don't need to brag about your hard work or show off what you are pursuing. Just be persistent, stay focused, work hard, and let the results speak for themselves. Weak people seek external validation. They need praise to keep going. But strong people need only one thing: commitment to themselves. You may ask yourself, how do I know if I'm on the right path? The answer is simple: look at what you do every day. If you have discipline, you'll see that you are dedicating time to what truly matters, instead of wasting it on meaningless pleasures. If you embrace sacrifice, you'll see that you're getting closer to your goals, rather than being stuck in daydreaming. If you work in silence, your results will be the clearest proof of your efforts. And when that happens, you won't need to say a word. The world will recognize it on its own. Discipline is not easy, sacrifice is not easy, but if you truly want to achieve something meaningful in life, there is no other path but to accept this difficult journey. Remember, success doesn't come from big decisions, but from the small choices you make every day. If this article inspired you, like it and subscribe to the channel for more deep insights on Stoicism. Let's cultivate discipline, embrace sacrifice, and work hard in silence. Success belongs to those who are patient and persistent with themselves. Number 4. Planning and focus. There is an obvious truth that not everyone truly understands. Success doesn't come from good intentions or unrealistic dreams. It is the result of specific actions repeated with discipline over a long period of time. To turn any goal into reality, a crucial principle that Stoicism always emphasizes is meticulous planning and absolute focus. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve so much in the same time others waste on meaningless things? They don't have extra hours in the day, nor do they possess extraordinary skills. The biggest difference between those who achieve success and those who remain stagnant lies in how they use their time. Time is not something you can control, but how you organize and use it is a choice. If you don't have a consistent goal in life, you can't live consistently. This quote from Marcus Aurelius highlights a fundamental principle: consistency is the key to success. If you don't have a clear goal and a concrete plan to achieve it, you will easily be carried away by meaningless distractions and waste time. Imagine a ship without a destination. It will wander the sea, carried by the waves and the wind, never reaching land. A life without a plan is the same, always busy, but never really moving forward. What do you want to achieve? Become an exceptional writer? A successful entrepreneur? Or simply be a better version of yourself? Whatever your goal, start with a simple principle: don't let your time fall into the hands of others. Look at the story of Haruki Murakami, one of the greatest novelists in the world. When he decided to become a full-time writer, he established an extremely disciplined work routine, waking up at 4 a.m. every day and writing continuously for 4 to 6 hours. In the afternoon, he would run or swim to maintain his physical and mental well-being, reserving the evening for reading and research, repeating this cycle consistently for many years. It may seem simple, but it's precisely the persistent repetition of this routine that allowed Murakami to write his famous works, From Norwegian Wood to Kafka on the Shore. He doesn't wait for inspiration, nor does he let his time be diverted by external factors. He understands that if he doesn't control his time, time will control him. How can you apply this to your life? You don't need a rigid routine like Murakami's, but you do need a plan that's clear enough yet flexible enough to align with your goals. If you want to write a book, dedicate at least 1 hour per day to writing, uninterrupted, no social media, no distractions. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, spend 30 minutes every morning practicing pronunciation, listening to podcasts, or talking to yourself. And if you're building a career, make sure your time isn't wasted on meaningless conversations or tasks that don't bring real value. The most important thing isn't how much time you have, but if you're focused enough to use that time effectively. There's an interesting paradox. The most disciplined people are actually the freest, because when you control how you use your time, you're no longer overwhelmed by procrastination or the guilt of wasting time. In today's world, distractions come from all sides: phones, social media, news, meaningless conversations, or even the people around you. If you don't actively protect your focus, it will quickly be taken over by things that add no value. Stoic philosophers always emphasize that self-control is the key to achieving inner peace. You can't control the world around you, but you can control how you respond to it. Ask yourself, if someone invites you for coffee when you've already planned to work, will you refuse or accept? If your phone is constantly vibrating with meaningless notifications, will you keep checking or turn it off to focus? These small decisions, when repeated daily, create a huge difference between those who achieve their goals and those who just talk about them. What will you choose? The truth is, you can become whoever you want, but only if you are truly committed to that goal. You can't expect extraordinary results by acting like an ordinary person. Success doesn't come from what you do once, but from what you do every day. Take a moment today to review your schedule. Are you using your time meaningfully, or are you wasting it on things that add no value? Remember, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, but only those who truly know how to focus can turn that into accomplishment. So, if planning and focus are the foundations of success, what will help you persist on that path? The answer is the process, because success is not just about the final result, but also about how you approach every step of the journey. Let's explore that next. Number 5. The process is the key, not just the results. In an era where everything can be measured, income, reputation, achievements, we often forget that the true value is not in the destination, but in the journey itself. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said that before we become someone, we must first define what we truly want and then take actions to make it a reality. This reminds us that the journey matters more than the final result. Everyone desires success, a prosperous career, a healthy body, a prosperous life. But how many people actually take time to reflect on the process they are going through? If we focus only on the results, we easily fall into disappointment when we don't achieve what we want immediately. Sustainable success never happens in a single moment. It is built over time, through perseverance, failures, and the lessons learned from them. You may see a successful entrepreneur on the cover of a magazine, but you don't see the sleepless nights, the painful failures, or the moments of doubt they faced. You may admire a great artist, but you don't witness the endless hours of practice, the rejections, or the creative blocks they had to overcome. Often, we only see the peak of the mountain, without realizing the steep path that led someone there. But if you truly love your journey, you won't need to wait until you reach the top to feel happy. Every step, every effort, has its own value, and that's the power of Stoic thinking. A crucial truth that many people overlook: you are not successful because you achieve something, but because you have become the kind of person capable of achieving it. When you take time to train yourself, learn from failures, and stay committed to small goals, you are building essential qualities like discipline, perseverance, and adaptability in the face of challenges. Think of a marathon runner. Reaching the finish line is important, but without months of training, fatigue, and determination to continue despite exhaustion, they would never reach their goal. Their muscles grow stronger every day, their endurance improves with each training. Similarly, an entrepreneur starting from scratch cannot focus solely on the vision of a successful company. If they don't embrace the process of building a team, solving small problems, and learning from mistakes, they won't go far. This process not only leads to success, but also transforms the person into someone capable of sustaining it. There is a simple yet important truth: if you can't find joy in the process, it will be difficult to maintain motivation long enough to achieve the desired result. The most successful people are not those who just chase goals, but those who truly love what they do every day. Think of a writer. If they only care about publishing a best-selling book, they will quickly lose motivation when facing difficulties. But if they love writing, if they enjoy the creative process, then sitting down to write every day will feel like a reward, not a task. And that's what helps them go farther than anyone else. Stoic philosophy teaches us that peace does not come from achieving something, but from how we live each day. If you can wake up every morning and feel satisfied with what you're doing, you've already succeeded. True success is not a distant destination, but the small moments of progress that you take pride in every day. One of the biggest challenges in pursuing a long-term goal is the feeling of discouragement when results don't appear immediately. In an era where everything happens quickly, we easily lose patience when we have to wait. But Stoicism teaches that instead of trying to control the outcome, we should focus on what we can control: our own process and effort. You cannot control if others recognize your achievements, but you can control how you work every day. You cannot guarantee that all your efforts will bring immediate success, but you can ensure that you will continue to persist and not give up. When you learn to love the process, you also learn to manage your emotions. You will no longer be controlled by expectations or comparisons with others. You understand that the most important thing is not where you are in relation to others, but where you are going compared to who you were yesterday. Stoicism is not about abandoning ambition, but about directing it in the right way. When you prioritize the process over the result, you find peace in your journey. When you work hard without needing external validation, you are building an unshakable inner strength. So the next time you feel unmotivated because you haven't yet achieved what you want, ask yourself, am I enjoying this process? If the answer is yes, you are already more successful than many others. If the answer is no, perhaps it's time to change how you perceive your journey, because results are just milestones, but the process is what shapes you into the person you want to become. Number 6. Embrace solitude to strengthen your inner determination. In today's busy and noisy life, there is a silent force that few people recognize: solitude. However, unlike the negative concept of solitude often seen in society, the solitude encouraged by Stoicism is not a state of emptiness or discomfort. Instead, it is a state of tranquility where we can reconnect with ourselves, away from the external noise, to nurture our inner strength. It is in this space of solitude that we not only find peace but also restore our ability to focus on our goals and act in alignment with them. According to Stoic philosophy, the things we cannot control, like the words of others, external factors, or distractions in life, should not affect our calm and determination. The Stoics believed that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. A famous quote from Seneca reminds us that worries and fears often arise from invisible thoughts in our minds, not from reality. To minimize the negative influences of the outside world, seeking and embracing solitude is not an act of escape, but a way to cultivate self-mastery. The solitude encouraged by the Stoics is not a way to avoid society or live completely apart from others. In fact, it is a method to reinvigorate mental energy and return to oneself, where you can face your thoughts, emotions, and goals without being influenced by external disturbances. It is in this silent space that we can find our own path, free from the pressures and noises of the outside world. Imagine an artist, a writer, or a creator deeply immersed in their work. To achieve full concentration, they need to find a quiet space, separate from everything around them. They may turn off their phones, avoid unnecessary conversations, or even go to a deserted place to avoid interruptions. It is in this silent solitude, when they are not distracted by external factors, that they are able to reach the height of creativity and produce artistic and profound works. So, why can solitude bring strength? Because, while the external world constantly influences us, by distancing ourselves from these influences, we are able to maintain our inner peace. Each of us has our own goals and great aspirations, which are not always easy to achieve. When we get too involved with the words and opinions of others or with unnecessary information, we can easily get distracted and lose direction. However, when we find solitude, we create a space to focus on the most important things in life. Remember that the solitude the Stoics value is not only external quietness, but also a way to master our emotions and thoughts. It is an important lesson for maintaining mental clarity and inner strength. We cannot control everything that happens in life, but we can control how we react to it. Solitude helps us do this, because in silence, we find the inner strength to face any challenge without being distracted by external elements. In fact, not everyone is able to easily accept solitude in modern society, where people are busy with work, family, and relationships. Finding time for oneself may seem like a luxury. However, it is this solitude that is the key to regenerating energy and staying focused on personal goals. It is not necessary to escape from society, but embracing solitude is a way for us to understand ourselves better. Solitude allows us to re-evaluate life, identify what matters most, and develop a strategy to achieve what we desire. Ask yourself, can you temporarily withdraw from the noise around you to dedicate time to your personal growth? Can you work in silence, without needing recognition or confirmation from others, simply because you believe in your own abilities and goals? This is the power of solitude. It is not about avoiding, but about regenerating energy and exploring the depth within ourselves. In this silent space, we will find inner strength, self-respect, and perseverance to pursue our goals. When you work hard in silence, not only does your work improve, but you also become a stronger and more determined person. Solitude is not something negative. Sometimes it is necessary for you to become the best version of yourself, focusing on what really matters, without being influenced by unnecessary external factors. Believe in the power of solitude and allow it to become the tool that helps build self-respect and the ability to overcome any challenge in life. Number 7. The art of resilience. How to overcome challenges with Stoic wisdom. The art of resilience, according to Stoic teachings, is a fundamental principle for living fully and facing challenges with wisdom and serenity. In today's world, where difficulties are many and pressure always seems present, resilience is a quality that can help us not only survive adversity but grow with it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we react to them. This means that instead of feeling like victims of circumstances, we can adopt a mindset that allows us to learn and grow stronger with every obstacle we encounter. The Stoics believed that adversity is an opportunity for self-development. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This reminds us that how we interpret and react to a situation is what truly determines our suffering or inner peace. When we face challenges, we often fall into the trap of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Or "What did I do wrong?" However, true wisdom lies in asking, "What can I learn from this?" Or "How can I use this experience to become stronger?" The development of resilience, therefore, involves accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what is within our control. We cannot control the behavior of others, external circumstances, or life's unforeseen events, but we can control our reaction to these events. By adopting this stance, we become more capable of dealing with uncertainty and unexpected situations in a calmer and more balanced way. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom does not come from controlling the world around us, but from controlling our internal reactions. When we are able to cultivate a calm, focused, and resilient mind, we can navigate life storms with much more clarity and confidence. Resilience, in the Stoic context, also involves the ability to quickly recover after a fall, whether emotional or physical. The Stoics did not see failure as something negative, but as a natural part of the growth process. Failure is, in fact, an opportunity to learn and improve. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic thinker, wrote in his journals, "Loss is part of life. What matters is not what we lose, but what we do with it." This view encourages us to see mistakes and failures not as an end, but as a valuable lesson that allows us to keep moving forward. Furthermore, the Stoics emphasize the importance of maintaining a broader view of life. Often, when we encounter a problem, we become so immersed in it that we lose perspective. Stoicism teaches us to look at life as a whole and to remember that the problems we face are only a small part of a larger journey. This perspective allows us to deal with challenges with a sense of lightness, knowing that they are passing moments and that our true mission is to live according to our values, regardless of the circumstances. The practice of Stoic resilience is also linked to emotional self-sufficiency. Instead of seeking external validation or depending on the support of others to stay strong, Stoic philosophy teaches us to develop our inner strength. This does not mean we should reject the support of others, but rather that we should learn to cultivate inner peace independently. When we are able to rely on our own principles and wisdom, we become much more resilient to external adversities. Finally, it is important to remember that resilience is not a skill that develops overnight. It requires constant practice, reflection, and a continuous commitment to personal growth. Stoicism offers us valuable tools for this journey: the practice of daily reflection, the exercise of self-discipline, the acceptance of what we cannot control, and the constant pursuit of self-knowledge. By adopting these principles in our lives, we become better prepared to face the ups and downs with serenity, learning to transform difficulties into opportunities for strengthening. With Stoic resilience, we can turn our failures into stepping stones for success and live a more balanced and fulfilling life. Number 8. Inner peace comes from the acceptance of the imperfect. Inner peace, according to Stoic philosophy, is not something achieved through the absence of problems or adversities. On the contrary, it is found in the acceptance of the imperfect, in understanding that not everything can or should be controlled. We live in a society where the pursuit of perfection is constant, where we are continuously bombarded with unrealistic standards of success, beauty, and happiness. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that true peace does not come from the relentless search for perfection, but but from the acceptance of what is imperfect and the ability to find serenity in the most challenging situations. The first step in cultivating inner peace is recognizing that we cannot control everything around us. The circumstances of life, the actions of others, and external conditions are beyond our control. However, how we react to these situations is entirely in our hands. The Stoics teach us that we should focus on what is within our responsibility, which are our own attitudes, thoughts, and choices. When we accept that there are things we cannot change, we free our minds from the burden of frustration and anxiety, finding peace that comes from the wisdom of knowing that we are not responsible for everything that happens. Moreover, the acceptance of the imperfect allows us to deal with life more realistically. We all face challenges, failures, and moments of suffering. Life is not made up only of successes and victories, but also of falls and obstacles. Stoic philosophy teaches us that these moments should not be seen as defeats, but as opportunities to grow and learn. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective invites us to look at problems objectively and detached, without identifying ourselves with suffering or with the idea that things need to be perfect to be good. The acceptance of the imperfect also involves understanding that there is no problem in being vulnerable or flawed. Often, we try to protect ourselves from pain or discomfort by hiding our imperfections or weaknesses. However, true strength comes from the ability to accept our humanity, with all its flaws and limitations. Stoic philosophy does not preach the pursuit of perfection, but rather the recognition that we are imperfect by nature, and that this is part of what makes us human. By accepting our flaws, we are able to learn from them and use those lessons to evolve. Additionally, the acceptance of the imperfect helps us cultivate humility. When we recognize that we are not perfect, that we do not know everything, and that we make mistakes, we open space for personal growth and continuous improvement. Humility is a fundamental virtue in Stoic philosophy because it prevents us from falling into the trap of pride and arrogance. By accepting that the path to inner peace is not free of flaws, we develop a more open and receptive mindset, allowing us to learn from others and from life's experiences. The practice of acceptance is also related to detachment from expectations. Often, our inner peace is destroyed when things do not happen the way we imagined or wished. We create expectations about how situations or people should be, and when those expectations are not fulfilled, we feel frustration and suffering. Stoic philosophy teaches us to cultivate an attitude of acceptance in the face of the unpredictable, understanding that not everything is under our control and that the best we can do is adjust our expectations to reality. By abandoning attachment to the outcome and the desire for perfection, we can find peace in what is, rather than constantly fighting against what we cannot change. Finally, the acceptance of the imperfect leads us to a more balanced and serene life. When we accept our imperfections and the imperfections of the world, we stop living in constant conflict with reality. Inner peace is not something that is achieved in a moment of perfection, but rather in a continuous process of learning, adapting, and accepting. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true peace comes from understanding that there is nothing wrong with being imperfect, and that life is made precisely of these imperfections, which offer us the greatest opportunities for growth and wisdom. By embracing the imperfect, we find true freedom and true peace. Finally, through the Stoic philosophy we have explored, you will realize that true strength comes from prioritizing yourself and striving constantly in silence. Success does not come from boasting or from external recognition, but is the result of consistency and unwavering dedication to personal goals and values. When you focus on what truly matters, maintain discipline, and work hard without expecting attention, this silent action will generate a powerful inner strength, helping you overcome any challenge. So, what do you think about keeping focus on yourself and committing to your long-term goals? Share your thoughts in the comments below this video with the phrase "silence creates strength." If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next inspiring videos. Let's continue the journey of personal development and uncover deeper values in the upcoming videos. See you next time.